Welcome to the 5th edition of the San Diego Prep Insider Podcast. Tommy Morris alongside Montell Allen again from San Diego Friday Night Lights Magazine and NBA Sports. Can you believe this is the 5th one, Montell?
Can't believe this is the 5th week. We're knee-deep into the season. Things are going strong, and we've already had a number of upsets, so I'm happy. Very happy with the way everything's going.
Good to see football back. Also good to see the UT Prep app helping us keep score wherever we go. Awesome app. Make sure you go download it in the iTunes store. We'll leave the link down below in the description. But Montell, first things first, everyone wants to know every week who's the top 10, who's the number one team in the county, all this stuff. So let's let everyone know right away. No messing around.
Let's dive into it. Let's go. Okay,
right.
So my number 10 team doesn't move anywhere. Bonita Vista had a strong outing against Vista. Excellent team. They're on their way up. Let's go with number 9. We're going to go with Eastlake. Tough loss at the goal line, going in for the 2 for the win. I don't know if I went for the tie or not, but that was a coach's decision over there, Coach Prince Lee, and, they didn't make it, but unfortunately I think they still have a great squad over there. Number 8, San Marcos. People have been giving them a lot of slack for that loss they had against Oceanside. I'll be perfectly honest. They were all the way up until Burgess cramped up. They were right there with them all the way. I think they can take care of that. They keep them hydrated. They keep them healthy. Give them limited minutes on the field, and San Marcos is going to bounce back perfectly fine, I believe. Next is the Dons. They just took a slack in a team that was better than them. They'll bounce back, though. They'll be ready. I'm sure the coaching staff will have them prepared. Let's go now to number 6, who's my new entry now. Is Christian. Hey, Patriots look very, very good. They took it to Raleigh pretty well. So I'm excited about them, seeing what they can do. They're number 6. They're strong, and they got a tough game coming up this week. Robbing on my top 5 will be Oceanside. Look very, very good. I told you they had a chip on their shoulder. They're playing just like it.
You're right.
Number 4 will be Helix in that tough loss, against the LA team. They try to bring it back at the end. I'm sorry, against the team Chaparral from Arizona.
Right.
They tried to bring it back at the end, but they were unsuccessful. And here we go to the top 3. I got number 3, Madison. Number 2, Saints. And number 1, obviously, Torrey Warner and the boys, Dakota Miller, Mission Hills right now. I think things are going to be shaking up even some more after this week. I think we got some really good games coming up.
Yeah, and I'll give you my top 10 real quick, going from 10 all the way to 1. Number 10, new entry for me, Rancho Bernardo sneaking in there. Number 9, San Marcos. I agree with you. They're close. And I think by the end of the season, they'll have it all figured out. They're still trying to figure out how to deal without McWilliams. Number 8, Eastlake. 7, I kept Christian right where I had him before. I want to see them play another game. I'm not 100% sold yet, but I think they're right there at 7. Cathedral, number 6. Tough when you bring in these LA schools. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into, and they were outmatched. Number 5, Madison. Again, I want to see them play another one before I buy into the hype too much. Number 4, moved them up a lot. Oceanside. I was surprised the way they came out and played. They're my number 4 team now. This might shock you a little bit. Number 3, Mission Hills. Yeah, Mission Hills, I have at 3 right now because I can't knock Helix too much. Again, team from out of the county, it's tough with those teams, so it's not really the same as playing a San Diego opponent. And number 1, Saints. I did not expect them to stomp on Ramona like that. I thought it would be a much closer game, and they really showed me something. So I've got Saints at number 1. Again, they got a tough matchup this week, so we'll see how it goes.
So you have Saints is number 1, Helix number 2, and Mission Hills number 3.
Yes, sir.
I can go with that, but that's a tough one right there. Woo, that's good. But that's why we have the discussion. This is exactly why we play on Friday nights.
Exactly. So before we jump into our Super 6 for this week, we're going to look back at last week. You crushed me last week. You went 5-1. I was at a respectable 3-3. Not too great. You had Oceanside. I had San Marcos. El Camino beat Point Loma. I had that wrong. You had that right. We both had Madison correct. We both had Saints correct. We both had Bonita Vista correct. And we both missed out on West Hills and Mission Bay. Mission Bay, man, looked good.
Man, Derek Clark, Javari Ransom, and Michael Dumas. I call them Run DRC, like the Run DMC old group, Run DRC, or like you guys, the Warriors, Run TMC.
There you go.
Back in the day. But those 3 guys all had high impact on the game. They made West Hills. They made them guys they had the quarterback Moyer flustered the whole game with those corners over there. And I think this Derek Clark, he made his impact like he does. He ran the ball very well, arguably the best player in the county, like you said.
Yeah, and we talked to him on San Diego Prep Insider, and he even mentioned, this season's going to be so much relaxing for me because I know where I'm going. I can just focus on being a teammate, and it looked like it showed week 1.
Absolutely.
So, without further ado, let's jump into this week's Super 6. Montell, first game is Saints and Madison.
This one is Juggernaut versus Juggernaut, as far as my opinion. And I've been going back and forth. I don't know. Honestly, the final outcome, I don't know who's going to win. I think Saints' strength is obviously the running game with Preston. Preston, one of the best backs in the county, arguably the best player in the county. They're strong. But Madison's strength is their D-line and those linebackers. They fly around. They took El Cap completely out of their game. They had that quarterback flustered. He was on his back the whole game, running for his life. So, it's strength versus strength. Now, the difference and the caveat that I really don't know is, can the Saints DBs keep up with the DBs of Madison? And what I've been talking about since the beginning, can Carter play in this big game and be successful for Madison, the quarterback? Can he be really successful? I know Buchanan's going to run the ball well. I think, and then also flip-flops outside of the Saints defensive side, you got Sayal and Sims, who are excellent players, excellent linebackers. You got Thomas as a DB safety who's a ball hawk. I mean, I've been going back and forth on this one, but I'll give you my pick. My pick is going to be Madison.
Okay.
I think Madison takes them out of their strength. I think Madison's D-line is going to be able to fluster them. I think they're going to be able to contain Preston, which is going to be hard to do. But I think they will. And with that being said, I think Buchanan's going to run real hard. I think they're going to put up enough points. And I'll even give you a score. I think it's going to be 24-17.
Okay. 24-17 Madison. Man.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, this is going to be the best game of the week. I don't think it's any surprise.
Might be the best game of the year. Might be the best game of the year.
I mean, both these teams had this circled the second the calendar came out. I don't care who's in your league. I got the opposite, though. I got Saints. They were a lot better. I knew they were going to be good. I didn't know they were going to be that good. I think they're going to have trouble. Madison, they had a couple of special teams touchdowns, so kind of fluky, whatever. I mean, Shaheed Median, best athlete on the field by far in their last game. I don't think he's going to – he will still be probably the best athlete, but not by a lot. So they're not going to be able to just it'll be a better matchup on the outside for these guys. So I think Saints will take it. It'll be close. I don't have a score for you. I'll make one up right now.
I mean, I could go either way, man. Like I said, ever since we put this on the board and we're talking about it, I mean, every day I'm switching. I'm going, oh, man, it's going to be Saints. Oh, it's going to be Madison. It's going to be Saints. It's going to be Madison. And then I dug deeper, and I just think, I know Saints just depend so much on that running game and Preston being able to open up the lanes. If Ray Jackson and the squad over there in Madison figures out a way to shut that down, I don't know if Saints have a second option to go to.
Right.
I know Madison does. Madison has a passing game as well as a very good running game. I'm not sold on Saints' passing game yet. So we'll see. We'll see on them third downs what happens. I do know the winner, whoever has the most turnovers, is the team that's going to lose.
That's how it normally works, especially in a game like this when it's going to be neck and neck. Our next game that we are picking, Torrey Pines and Mission Hills.
This is another good one. Torrey Pines is a different type of team, obviously with Jack Bailey being gone. But I know the coaches over there, and Matt Wheeler, and Murray Kim, those guys are playing running back. They run that three-headed monster kind of misdirection kind of things over there. Torrey Pines is strong, but they're not as strong as they were last year by any means. They're an underdog. Mission Hills is going to be overpowering. I think Dakota Miller, they can't stop him Torrey Pines defense can't stop them. Troy Warner with the 2 picks last year, I think he'll duplicate it and try to throw it at him again this year. And then McFarland just ran rampant on Crenshaw. I don't see Torrey Pines being able to do anything to stop him from running rampant on them. So I got Mission Hills in this game. Yeah,
Crenshaw's a tough opponent, and Mission Hills is great against them. So Mission Hills as well. I don't think this one will be close. I think this will be a little bit lopsided. No, nothing wrong against Torrey Pines. I don't mean to talk bad on them, but I think Mission Hills is just a really strong team this year. Moving on, we've got Lincoln and Carlsbad, Montell.
Wow. Coach McNeil over there at Carlsbad coming off that 0-1, but I mean, they got the big Troy Cassidy at linebacker. Stanford's heavily recruiting him. And then you got Kellen Pete, the receiver over there, pretty good player, dynamic player over there. But I think the difference over in this game will be the line. I think Carlsbad has a dominant line. No disrespect to Coach Dunn over there. I know he had Micah Edwards who ran for 164, and then Latrey Jaquez who ran for 147, but they played against Sarah. Sarah's not, they haven't got their stuff together with the new coaching staff. I don't even think no one was prepared, but I don't think Lincoln's going to be able to duplicate those numbers at all. Completely. There's going to be a dogfight, and I think the dogfight's going to go to Carlsbad in this pick.
Yeah, Carlsbad opened up their season against Brophy College Prep, which, for those who don't know, in Arizona, one of the best teams, not just in Arizona, but probably in the country, one of the best sports schools in the country. So going to play Long Beach Poly or going to play Bishop Gorman. That's not an easy game. They got it handed to them, but I think they will have an easier time, and they will win against Lincoln. I think Shea Morales, the quarterback at Carlsbad, very underrated. He actually played pretty well. Unfortunately, it was just too little too late against Brophy. Moving on, we got the Battle of Pearl Street, Montell. The second game in the La Jolla round robin, La Jolla and the Bishop School.
Wow, this game was interesting to me because La Jolla High School barely got out of La Jolla Country Day with a win. If La Jolla Country Day punts those balls instead of burying themselves, inside their own red zone, and La Jolla High School had those 2 scores, the game would have been a completely different ball game. But I know Coach Carter, he makes adjustments. He's very good on the fly for La Jolla High School. I'm a big fan of Casey Brown and Fudge over there as a combination. I think they're pretty dynamic. I think they'll get it right and get it together. They absolutely have to tighten up their defense. Bishop's going to try to play control game. I know La Jolla's going to try to open it up, and I don't think Bishop's is ready. I think they played somebody in Tijuana last week.
Right.
Not a quality opponent at all. Not a quality opponent at all. At least I know La Jolla's got battle tested, going back and forth, and can win it in the clutch against a team like La Jolla Country Day. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to La Jolla this week.
Yeah, like you said, La Jolla barely squeaked by in that first game in the La Jolla round robin, I like to call it. But I got to go with the Bishop School. I think a kid whose name you're going to start to hear over and over and over. He's only a sophomore right now. Moses Mooney plays wide receiver right now at Bishops, but he could literally play any position on the field. That kid, one of the top sophomores in the county, in my opinion, and he's going to have a big game. I'm calling it right now.
I like him too. Also in Bishops, I like that kid, Justin Woodley. He's another super sophomore that's a pretty dynamic linebacker, runs around, hits people, flies around. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's about, it's 2 different styles playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We really don't know. I don't know how Bishop's going to react playing with the easy schedule they had over at Tijuana. So let's see. I'm going to go with La Jolla, though. I'm going to stick with the guys over here.
Yeah, and I will say one thing, though. The one thing that may get in Bishop's way, they have a very, very small roster. And I'm not saying size of the guys. I mean, like, physical numbers. They don't have that many. So one thing that will play to La Jolla's advantage, if they can get them tired, I think late in the game, that might pay off. But I think Bishop's will be able to win that one. And they shocked me last year when they beat La Jolla. I did not expect that. But then again, completely different teams. Moving on now, Grossmont and Otay Ranch, Montell.
This is another tough one to call. 2 different styles again. Actually, both teams as far as physical stature and all that, they're kind of the same. I really like Jake Harr over at Grossmont. Alex Lillard is a beast over there on defense, playing linebacker, strong safety. Guy comes up to smack people. And then Khalid Davis over there had 159 all-purpose yards last year in that comeback win that they had. I really liked him a lot. Otay, I know they beat Valhalla. I'm not even sold on Valhalla. I know Valhalla has the Orange Crush guys over there with Logan Baker and all them on defense, and they stuck good with Otay, but Otay pulled it out. Samuel Stevens is a stud over at Otay. Period, bar none. He's a stud. Sergio Ayon, the linebacker, he's a stud, and Jake Atuli, good guy on the D offensive line. They're great, but I think Grossmont has already been battle tested early. I think their Coach Carroll's is going to be ready to air the ball out, get Otay off balance, and I'm going to go with Grossmont on that win.
I'm going to go with Grossmont on this one as well. I think there's just going to be too much for Otay, plain and simple. Otay Ranch, though, will surprise people this year, I believe. I think people kind of look past him, but after seeing week 1, I think people will have to watch that tape again.
They'll prepare for him now. It won't be like, that's going to be a win. They're going to prepare for him. I think Grossmont will be ready. But I do think the game's going to be a physically played game. I think Otay's not going to back down one bit. I think they're going to try to hit him in the mouth to see if they can shake him. But I do think Jake Hart is going to be a little bit too much running that ball for him. He's going to be pounded in there.
All right, so our 6th and final game, Point Loma and Ramona. Point Loma, Ramona. Hard to say. Tongue twister.
Point Loma, Ramona. I'm a big fan of Marco Polo, the quarterback of Ramona. I love him, but he has no line. Let's be face it. They're young. They were exposed last week. I thought they were going to have a little bit better. They're traditionally have a great line over in Ramona. They just don't have it. He was running for his life, and I think it's going to be a duplicate this week. I think Point Loma's disappointed that they lost they had against El Camino. They're going to be hungry, and their ears are going to be peeled back, and they're going to just chase him down. Plus, the Black Mamba, Jalen Griffin, is going to have a big game. I think get him in open field, it's a wrap. I think he's going to be able to score. He's going to do just like he's going to duplicate what Preston was doing. Get in open field and outrun everybody. So I'm giving this to Point Loma.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Point Loma, too. Again, I was going to say basically the same thing. One of the most dynamic athletes in the county, Jalen Griffin. Tough to stop him, and Ramona had a really, real difficult time last week. I didn't expect it to be that big of a margin, that victory. I thought it was going to be, maybe 1 or 2 scores, but it was not. So we'll recap them real quick. You have Madison, I have Saints. Torrey Pines, Mission Hills. We both say Mission Hills. Both of us are on Carlsbad. La Jolla and Bishops, we differ again. You have La Jolla, I have Bishops. Grossmont for both of us over Otay, and Point Loma over the Bulldogs of Ramona for both Montell and myself. And the records one more time. I hate looking at them. You're 5-1. I am 3-3.
Well, Tommy, I got my notes. I want to let everybody know I do take notes for this meeting. So when I'm looking to the right, I'm making sure I'm questioning my notes.
I got the same things over there too, but for whatever reason, mine aren't as correct as yours. I don't know why. Maybe we should trade notes one day.
I'm really, but I mean that Madison Saints game, man. I think that's going to be probably one of the most epic games in the county. I don't think it's going to be a disappointment. I think this is one of those heavyweight bouts. Guys are going to swing it out. I think it comes down to coaching styles. I know Sanchez is a very good coach. I know Jackson is a very good coach. They've been successful in their programs the last couple of years. I don't even know why they put this on the schedule so early, to be honest with you. I wish they'd put it later in there. But, I mean, us as fans get to see it. I mean, this is one of those games I think deserves to be on TV. Like those teams are on ESPN. But it's going to be a knockout, drag-em-out battle. And I think who wins is going to have a pretty good, easy streak going all the way to the Q this year. Yeah,
it'll be a fun week. So, Montell, anything going on with the magazine or NBA Sports?
Yeah, absolutely. The issue comes out September 5th. We got a cover on. We got our cover on there. My man from Mirror Mesa, Stephen McKnight. He'll be the cover guy. We also cover the story out there East Lake on Traylon Reed, the big running back over there, and we also cover Irby over there at Morris High School. Also, we'd like to say thank you for Powerade, our sponsor now. Got Powerade on our side that we're doing really, really good, and we're excited. Also want to give one more shout out everybody that participated in the Kickoff Classic. We raised enough food to feed 750 families in San Diego.
Wow.
Man, thank you for everybody that came out and participated in that event. Hope we even make it bigger and better next year. But I mean, we're blessed, to have those types of fans to come out, donate food, and they wrote us back and said they will feed approximately 750 families. So at least for one day out of the week, 750 families will have a full stomach. So I'm very proud of that. And then my partner Ruben Pena, we're doing it, and 360 Studios over there. Chris is doing really wonderful things with his camera work for us. John Richardson is doing camera work for us. Eric Williams is our writer. We're just at it. We're stepping up, man, and I think we're covering San Diego football the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job, and I got to give another shout out to Chris. I mean, I was joking with Chris. Oh man, I wish I was around when you were, doing the photos. And I sent him one, and he sent me one back, and it was really cool. I'm a little embarrassed to post it, but. I guess the glory days live on forever now in the picture, maybe. And a Powerade tip. Powerade tip for the kids. Maybe everyone else is already on this, but throw that thing in the freezer, then bring it out to practice, let it melt a little bit. Feels so good.
Hey, that mango one is the number one power drink in the nation right now. That mango Powerade is the best one. So I told him just to give me a lifetime of supply with that, and I'm okay.
that'll cover everything. That'll cover
everything. But we're good, man. I think we're both we're in a unique state. I mean, the magazine is turning really, really good, and I think this cover, everybody's going to be surprised. McKnight is a real dynamic player for Mirror Mesa, man. We're really excited to be able to interview him and get him on the cover before he goes on to do bigger and better things, either at USC or Arizona or wherever he's going. But he's a really dynamic young man, so we're really excited about this issue and people reading and taking it out and getting to know him.
All right, Montell, we'll make sure to crack that thing open when it gets out, and we will see the rest of you next week.
Absolutely. Have a good one, Tom.
Yep.
Do you follow high school sports? The San Diego Union Tribune's free UT Preps app is the go-to source for your favorite high school sports teams. Get schedules, scores, standings, news, and more right on your phone. Follow your favorite high school team by sport. Share photos and videos right from the game. See rosters and player profiles complete with game-by-game statistics and receive push notifications for game updates. Don't miss any of the action at Oceanside, Chula Vista, Torrey Pines, and many more San Diego schools. Download the free UT Preps app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.